Okay, and we're back, this time to do the complex sentence. So we've already done the simple sentence and the compound sentence, and now we're on to the complex. Once again, just to start you off, here is a picture of the elephant charged the lions. Visual for you who want to see a picture. Now let's diagram our complex sentence. Reads, since she was hot, the elephant charged the lions. So let's see what the different parts of this is. To begin with, by now you should know this, every sentence needs to start with a capital letter. And then every sentence needs to end with a punctuation mark. As mentioned, this right here is a period, a whoa, but y'all are good at that. Y'all know that one. Let's start with our original sentence. The elephant charged the lions. So remember, way back simple sentence, the elephant is our noun doing the action, so it is a subject. And then the lions in this first part, or I guess the elephant charged the lions part, they are the noun that's receiving the action, so they're the object. And charged, remember, is the verb. It's the action word. It's what the elephant is doing. So this is our first clause. Do you remember what this one was called? Independent clause. Because this one can stand on its own. The elephant charged the lions is a complete sentence, all on its lonesome. It's got the subject, it's got the verb, it's good, it's set. Now let's move to this new phrase over here. We start off with the word since. And since is a special word called a subordinate conjunction. We're going to get into more of this in just the next slide. But a subordinate conjunction just means that it's a conjunction, so it's a linking word. But it shows that this phrase is not quite as important as the main phrase that we started off with. So since she was hot is subordinate, or it's lesser than the other phrase, the elephant charged the lions. Let's look back at since she was hot. So this sentence, since it is lesser or subordinate, it's also called dependent. You would never say since she was hot, period. That's not a real sentence. So it needs something else to let it walk out the door, to let it leave the house. It needs that independent clause in order to function as a real sentence. A dependent clause on its own, can't do anything. It's not good. It needs help. Dependent clause. Think of a little baby. They're dependent on their mom. Can't do anything on its own. In between the dependent clause and an independent clause, we got our comma. There it is. I know y'all were missing it. And that's how you make up a complex sentence. Dependent clause, complete with a subordinate conjunction, and then a comma, and then an independent clause afterwards. So remember I said we get back to the subordinate conjunction? So a subordinate conjunction, there's another acronym to remember these. We have after, although, when, whenever, until, before, because, if, and since. If you put those all together, you have the awoo-bis, which is like the best word ever. But the awoo-bis makes up the subordinate conjunction acronym. And remember, this is just a conjunction, so it's putting the words together, but it's located at the beginning of the sentence. And then a complex sentence is just a sentence that begins with subordinate conjunction, and then it has the dependent clause, plus a comma, plus an independent clause. That's it. That's all you need to learn what a complex sentence is. I hope this helps, and stay tuned for our next installment of Sentence Grammar Breakdown. Doo-doo-doo.